Niamey, the capital of Niger Republic, a city made of brown. Right through the city, orderliness reigns supreme. Night beams, and in the heart of the city, an arena. Getting the first lift, top guns from the ECOWAS and the country's Minister of Youth and Sports tightening loose ends to deliver top-notch traditional wrestling tournament.
We discussed about the preparation to know what is going good or wrong and see if there is any need to adjustment. What we noted is that everything is going well and everyone is ready to start the event on Friday. The competition is for us gathering for integration, because our aim is to have people of ECOWAS melting and trying to live together, because you know the vision 2050 is that we want to have ECOWAS of people, not ECOWAS of states. So this event is a moment of gathering for peaceful fights, as you said. This is for friendship between countries, and we hope that every participant will play the game. That's all that I can say.
Where people from across Africa are expected to converge for 3 days, for everyone to know each other. Nigerians will know Malians, the Malians will meet Cameroon, Cameroonians knowing those from Guinea. This is something that will bring development to us as Africans. For us Nigerians, it is also a huge plus, because there are places where economic activities will improve. So we will say this is something big. We have advanced in preparing to receive visitors in the last 1 month. We have put in order all the places for the game and facilities. So we are thankful to God. We wish it begins and ends well.
Taking turns, the contingent from the 13 countries from the ECOWAS community stepping into the arena where the opening ceremony was underway. One of the top-selling musical artists in Niger, freely guest.
Yeah.
the wrestlers finding inspirations their own way. Some rely on amulets, variety of rituals. Lock and pounding the weak links. The ground is laid, the whistleblowers set, the boys been filtered, and the titans will eventually clash. Spread across 3 days were clashes. The ones who took spirit of the cats to the ring were left to beat their chest with pride. But ahead are squeezes for the last drops in the calabash of victory.
C'est les gens là, comment ça s'appelle l'équipe là? L'autre agence qui a l'habitude de faire.
Technical areas of the game, I think we are satisfied. Overall preparations were good. We've seen superb refereeing, superb officiating. A few protests. At the end of the day, you found that the decisions of the referees, after a review with the video-assisted refereeing, were confirmed. So we think that overall it's been a very good outing. The training that we've been giving to referees is also paying off, and you can see the quality of the officiating has increased. So we think overall we are satisfied.
What about the main objective of the game itself?
We think we are getting there. 13 out of 15 member states is remarkable. 14 member states actually confirmed that they will participate. Unfortunately, Liberia missed their flight. So we have 13 here today. This is at least close to the record we've had in the past. In the past, we've had 14. So today is about also a record. We think that it's a good outing for us. Our objectives have been achieved. You've seen the quality of the fights you've had today. You've seen a new set of member states coming up on the medals table. You've seen fights last 2 rounds. Okay, almost some fights ending with referees being able to decide only with warnings. So we think that overall, over the last 10-15 years, the game has improved, quality has improved, the understanding of the game by both athletes and their coaches has also improved. So we think that we are getting there gradually.
Going forward, what are expectations?
One of the main objectives we are looking at now is perhaps introduce the female component of the tournament. It's going to take a little bit of planning, looking at the formula, the format that this will take. But we think that in the next 2 years, we will be able to achieve that.
In all, we will say the dominant country are still winning. That's the Senegals, the Nigerians, and then the Nigerians. This time, I think Gabon did well. They've also pushed forward a little, but at least they were at the second positions. But as usual, it's almost always the Senegalese and the Nigerians. So this time you see most of them at the finals. You know, the English country speaking, we are lacking. The Ghana, the Togo, I think the other countries we are lacking, but we have to improve on our performance a little. You know, as I told you the last time, the technique, we need to teach our athletes the techniques. Because most of them, they are using power, but the Senegalese and the Nigerians, they have the techniques. So you can see that most of their matches, you can see techniques. The falls are real, you can see the falls. But the others, you can see that they are just pushing, and by the time you realize, they just flop them. So I think we have to build on the techniques for the other countries too. That will really help the match to be more interesting. Because it's always going the one way. The Senegalese, the Nigerians, and it's kind of not getting interesting. If we get all the countries very competitive, we'll really enjoy the match. I think this brings we the ECOWAS countries together. One of my challenges is, you know, the French are more dominant in the ECOWAS. So most of the time when we come here, we the English-speaking countries, we are always suppressed. That's one thing I don't really like. So I wish we, the English-speaking country, we will also come together and lift ourselves up when we come together like this, so that our voices may also be heard. If you notice when they were doing the opening ceremony, it's all in French. And it's not fair to some of us. So I would wish maybe the leaders will look at it and let the English-speaking country also feel like they also belong. It's always like the French, and it's like we are out.
Our main challenges are, one, sponsorship. You know, we are yet to develop the traditional sports to the level of getting sponsorship for the corporate body. All we are doing now is individual and federal government supports. But we need the intervention of the corporate body and wealthy individuals.
What effort have you made in that direction?
Yes, we are meeting. We are contacting corporate bodies and some individuals to make sure we get sponsorship. You know, the thing, the competition, the next competition is open for hosting. So we're trying to see if we can get sponsored so that we host this competition in Nigeria for the first time.
The final lap was for the champions. Flags were raised and so the trophies, as well as medals. Friendships ignited, and the community becomes intertwined.
From this tournament, we've made friends, people that you never have met before. You've met together and you never know where you are going to meet them again.
You really may not know when and where to meet again, but my curiosity took me into town. And what I saw from afar were shops where vehicle spare parts are sold.
And here we are in one of the three major streets occupied by our brothers, the Igbo people, doing business. If you look around, my right, my left, all you can see here are shops owned by Nigerians of Eastern Nigeria extractions doing business, selling spare parts. And we are able to meet one of the chairman of these people that are selling here, who is also from the eastern part of Nigeria. He spoke to us about, you know, his aspiration and what they all expect of the giant of Africa.
The government of the day give us mostly the security. We work together with them. Because here in Nigeria, we don't need anything. In short, the way they handle their affairs, they don't need anything criminal or cheating. The government, they do something. If you have problem with it, either indigenous or non-indigenous. If you go to a station, they will give you a convocation. What they say convocation, they will convocate you. They will give you a written note to come and serve that person. And immediately you serve that person that convocation, he will report to the station. The matter will be settled amicably. Both indigenous or non-indigenous, they're straightforward. It's not like us. And how can I put it? Somebody that reports somebody may become an accused.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yes.
They go straight forward. So I pray if Nigeria will emulate that, things will go normal.
You can describe the weather here as harsh. The sunshine is at its peak. In fact, the last time that I checked, I saw that it is hovering between 34 to 37 degrees here. But here in Niamey, life goes on among the people. What they do intermittently is just get some couple of cold water to cool down their system. But business is as usual.
Few meters away from the street of the motor spare parts merchants were other traders involved in trading arts and artifacts. When the camera began to focus on each item on display, I saw Mother Africa showing its priceless assets. I sat down with one of the men selling the artifacts. Our conversation made me understand better the strategic place of Nigeria in the heart of Africans. When I was about to leave for my resting place, I began to wonder why the streets are more of men than women. So I searched for the women. This took me to a nursing school where the students were marking the successful completion of industrial attachment. In this case, each was posted to a remote village to practice and sensitize the citizenry on health matters. Here, the women are taking the lead.
Merci Hamza. Ce sont des Hamza comme ça. Ils cultivent le lilas, le maïs.
For us, today is a big day. As students of nursing, it is a day set aside to celebrate what we have achieved during industrial attachment. We came back day before yesterday from the industrial attachment, and here they are celebrating us. It is something that has become a norm in this school. What we did during our practicals was to take care of the sick, especially in the remote areas. We have spent the last 2 months in difficult to reach areas, providing health strips and medical aids.
Among the women, a young man stood out, so I decided to have a chat with him. His middle name, Jimo. This gave him away. I said, "You must be a Nigerian." And he said, yes.
The play we are there depicts what we saw in villages where the men don't allow their wives to be treated by men. So we brought that experience in our play just to sensitize the public about the danger involved in the practice. We are calling on men to allow their wives to be treated by male doctors and nurses. Treating them doesn't mean anything. So we bring this into our play to let people understand. Now, to let people understand. Now I have confidence that many have come to terms with what we are preaching, and we will continue.
I left Niamey with lessons of a lifetime: the unshakable unity of Africa, the love for each other, and intertwine its culture.